Right now, a single private constellation has placed more than 10,700 active satellites in orbit. One nation is committing $518 billion to dominate a single type of computer chip. And in the gaming world, one console has captured 80% of the market for blockbuster single-player titles. Just a decade ago, the tech landscape looked different. Innovation was often driven by software startups, small teams using lean budgets and decentralized competition to find the next big breakthrough. But today, the price of entry has shifted. Staying competitive in hardware, global infrastructure, or artificial intelligence now requires the kind of capital and logistical reach typically reserved for nation-states. We have entered a period of absolute market consolidation. The middle ground is gone. In this economy, survival depends on a massive, unmatchable strategic bet. To secure its future, South Korea has launched an audacious industrial strategy to build 4 new leading-edge semiconductor fabrication plants. Led by Samsung and SK Hynix, this plan shifts high-tech manufacturing into the country's southwestern region. The investment totals $518 billion. To put that in perspective, this chart shows that the commitment is larger than the entire annual economic output of Nigeria, the Philippines, or Pakistan. By concentrating this much capital, South Korea intends to corner 70% of the global DRAM memory market. If successful, they will control the primary hardware bottleneck for the entire global AI boom. This same focus on physical scale is playing out in low Earth orbit. SpaceX's Starlink network has officially crossed the 10,700 satellite mark, making it the largest network in history. This $10 billion interconnected web provides borderless global internet access to everyone from shipping fleets to airlines. But maintaining this infrastructure means avoiding disaster. The network relies on an autonomous AI system to predict collisions and execute avoidance maneuvers without human oversight. While SpaceX builds for the future, legacy companies are spending just to keep up. SiriusXM recently launched a 7.5-ton satellite, one of the heaviest ever built, specifically to fix radio coverage gaps in Alaska and compete with internet streaming. In the physical layer of technology, the winner is whoever spends the most to build the largest footprint. Once the network is in place, the competition is effectively locked out. We see this same concentration in the digital world, where premium, narrative-driven games have become the primary battleground for consumer attention. Blockbuster single-player games see 80% of sales on PlayStation. This 4-to-1 lead creates a self-reinforcing flywheel. A larger install base convinces developers to prioritize the console, leading to better optimization, which attracts even more players, cementing its dominance. Because they cannot win a traditional sales war against this kind of momentum, Xbox has pivoted. They have largely moved away from hardware-locked competition, focusing instead on their Game Pass subscription and cloud access. When a monopoly controls the gates to a market, competitors often try to bypass the gate entirely. This is why we are seeing a shift toward open-weight and open-access models as a way to neutralize established leads. The U.S. government recently tried to maintain a technical moat by placing strict export controls on Anthropic's Mythos AI model, citing national security concerns over its advanced cybersecurity capabilities. This matrix shows how quickly that moat was crossed. One day after the restrictions, China released GLM 5.2. It matches the cybersecurity benchmarks of the restricted U.S. model, but because it's an open-weight file, it can be downloaded and run by anyone, anywhere. Traditional export borders fail when a competitor uses open distribution. You cannot embargo a technology that has already been downloaded by the rest of the world. The gap between leaders and followers is widening. We are moving toward a world where a shrinking number of entities control our digital infrastructure. This consolidation means we are becoming reliant on a handful of megacorporations for everything from our global internet and defense systems to our daily entertainment. Even in sectors that don't require billions in hardware, the pressure to specialize or face obsolescence is just as intense. In the fighting game community at EVO 2026, we see a survival strategy based on depth rather than scale. These games thrive because they demand thousands of hours of human mastery and years of dedicated developer support. In a market dominated by massive live service shooters, these communities survive by being too specialized to be replaced. The lesson of 2026 is that the middle ground has been erased. Whether you are a nation-state building a chip industry or an individual mastering a craft, success now requires a total commitment to evolution. If you aren't moving forward with deep, sustained investment, you are already falling behind.